Hey everyone, I'm Kshitij Bansal. I'm a third year PhD student working at WCSNG Lab in University of California, San Diego. I work here with Professor Dinesh Bharadia and my research interests span the fields of radar sensing and computer vision with a specific focus on autonomous driving. Today, I'm going to present to you Pointillism, a system that provides accurate 3D bounding boxes using multiple radars and takes a major stride towards solving the long-standing problem of all-weather reliable perception. We have all come a long way since the birth of the first car till today in 21st century when everyone is already talking about the self-driving cars with hundreds of companies filing thousands of patents every year. But at the heart of all this lies the sensors that enable perception for self-driving. These sensors are LiDARs, cameras, and more recently, millimeter wave radars. But the burning question is, are we there yet? Have we really achieved full autonomy in vehicles? Well, to our dismay, the evidence suggests otherwise. We still have a long way to go. And the major reason again lies with the perception system we use for self-driving. So what exactly do we mean by perception? A control system of an autonomous car requires information about the environment to perform things like path planning and navigation. Now, this information should be in terms of precise locations and dimensions of it in the scene. The role of a perception system is to predict 3D bounding boxes for all the objects present in the scene, as shown by the graphic here. So clearly what we need is accurate 3D bounding boxes from our perception systems in order to achieve autonomous driving. Naturally, we need a primary sensing suite to be ultra reliable, but that is hardly the case today. LiDARs face numerous challenges in bad weather environment like fog, dust, snow, etc., and just cannot readily be used in these conditions. Cameras, on the other hand, depend too much on lighting conditions, again falling prey to this adverse weather phenomenon. So these limitations bring us to the third kind of sensing modality, which is millimeter wave radars. While LiDAR signals cannot pass through particles like snowflakes due to their small wavelength, a millimeter wave radar signal faces a little to no attenuation while passing through these particles, all thanks to their larger wavelengths. Now, with this capability, millimeter wave radars can provide all-weather, all-day robust perception. Well, if we really think about it, these radars have been there since ages, right? Then why aren't they ubiquitously being deployed in automotive cars? Well, traditionally, the radars have been used to detect aerial objects where even a point detection is enough. But the game is completely different in self-driving cars. So detecting other vehicles as points is not going to work anymore. What we need is to get more and more dense points on these objects so that we can predict tight 3D bounding boxes around them. Only once we can achieve that, we could imagine doing complex control tasks like path planning and navigation. First, let's see how these point clouds look like today. Here is a real-life automotive scenario. Now look at the point cloud generated by a LiDAR for this car. You see, it's quite dense, and that is why LiDARs are widely used as primary sensors these days. In contrast, here is the point cloud generated by a radar for the same scene. Well, you can clearly see the difference in density of points between the two sensors, and there is actually a fundamental reason behind this disparity. For the nanometer wavelength of a LiDAR signal, any surface acts as a rough surface. When a LiDAR signal falls on this surface, it gets scattered in all directions, including the direction it came from. Well, actually, this is the same physics as the one behind visible light. So for the radars, on the other hand, which works at much larger millimeter wavelength, most flat surfaces act like mirrors. Effectively, what happens is that most of the radar signal falling on this surface, it gets specularly reflected away from the radar and causes blindness. And this is the reason why we see so few points in a radar point cloud. To overcome this challenge, we present our solution, pointillism. Pointillism is actually an art technique where an artist uses nothing but points to create a complete picture. The individual points in this picture do not hold any aesthetic value by themselves, but an effective combination of multiple points creates such an amazing artwork. Similarly, in the world of automotive radars, our system Pointillism creates dense and high quality radar point clouds to make perception possible using radars. It also proposes a deep learning based solution to predict accurate and precise 3D bounding boxes. In addition, we also provide the first large scale label dataset collected using multiple synchronized sensors in real life traffic scenarios. And finally, with all this, we show how millimeter wave radars can provide accurate perception in all weather conditions when none of the other sensors work. We just saw how perception becomes really challenging by using a radar because of specularity. Even the current industry standard, a 1 degree high angular resolution radar with large number of antennas, even it can't circumvent this issue if all the reflections are missed by the radar. Now, to overcome this adverse effect of specularity, what we propose is, rather than putting more antennas on a single radar, use a combination of multiple radars placed at a multiple strategic vantage points, effectively creating a larger virtual aperture. Now, this combination quite effectively reduces the problem caused due to specularity. While traditionally multiple radars are used to just improve the field of view, but what we propose is to create a high quality perception region by having common field of view across multiple radars. Our insight is that having multiple radars placed at an optimal separation decreases the blindness effect caused by specularity. We perform high fidelity EM wave simulations along with real life testing to find out the optimal placement of the radars. Please refer to our paper for more details and how we find out this optimal separation. To see our proposed system in effect, consider a scene with 3 cars as shown here. The point cloud generated by a single radar is pretty sparse and also misses out on important features like the white car here. On the other hand, we can see how using multiple radars strategically placed at optimal separation reduces the effect of specularity. The point clouds now have become more dense and white car also starts to appear. So clearly having multiple radars captures much more features of the scene and diminishes the harmful effect of specularity. But is that it? Well, there is still a major challenge with this solution, which is radar noise. So the problem with adding more radars is that along with adding more points, it also adds more noise. For example, in an automotive scenario shown here, when we have the source vehicle trying to sense a target vehicle with multiple radars, as shown by these red and green points, we see that in addition to the required target points, there are also radar noise points due to the reasons like multipath and clutter. This is exactly the problem with naively adding point clouds from multiple radars. We are adding their noise as well. This noise is really going to mess with our perception system by creating false objects, and we absolutely do not want that. Our system pointillism proposes a novel way of combining point clouds from multiple radars that actually removes the noise present even in individual radar point clouds. Consider a setting as shown here. A source vehicle is trying to perceive a target vehicle in front of it. The metal railing on the sides creates a reflection of the car, creating a ghost object. Now, with a single radar, it is extremely difficult to separate the noise or ghost cluster from the actual signal. Now, consider another radar on the source vehicle, which again creates a reflection of the target vehicle. But this time, the difference is quite clear. We can see that the separation between the actual points from 2 radars is much less than the separation between multipath noise. In other words, 2 radar point clouds would always have less separation between points at locations where the actual object is present. Now, with this insight, we define a potential which is inversely proportional to this separation that helps us identify noise. We call this combination as cross potential point clouds. We also define a CPPC threshold for potential that segregates noise from the actual points. Choosing the CPPC threshold correctly is extremely important. Shown here is a point cloud generated by 2 radars on a vehicle as red and blue points. Green boxes are the bounding boxes of the target vehicles. The blue and orange lines show the heading direction. Now, with an optimal threshold, which is 0.5 in our case, we successfully clear out all the noise and increase the signal to noise ratio. But choosing a more heavy threshold causes actual points to disappear, as shown by the red circles, and thus decreases the signal to noise ratio, even removing all points for some objects in certain cases. So till now, we have successfully tackled the problem of specularity and noise, but our ultimate goal is to get accurate 3D bounding boxes for the target vehicle. To achieve that, we propose a deep learning based approach called RPNet that takes cross potential point clouds as input and predicts accurate 3D bounding boxes. Here is a complete picture of RPNet. It works in 4 stages to predict bounding boxes and is end-to-end trainable. Let us look into it in more detail. We start with an input point cloud that corresponds to a target scene, and it goes into the stage of region proposal. Here, for each point, we define a fixed size anchor box around it. Now, for a radar point cloud, it looks something like this. After this, we go into the second stage of feature pooling, where for each of these boxes, We pool all the points lying inside that box and create a feature vector. This feature vector is used to determine a confidence value for each box in the third stage of confidence estimation. Here we select a set of high confidence boxes and remove all the other boxes. At last, we go into a refinement stage. At this stage, the boxes are refined to get accurate dimensions and pose, which are learned by RPNet by training on the data. And this is how RPNet generates 3D bounding boxes using cross-potential radar point clouds. To implement pointillism, we combine LiDAR, camera, and radar into a synchronized single system. We collect first of its kind datasets for multiple radars that contains 54,000 radar frames, 3D bounding box labeled data, 5 real-life traffic scenes, and multiple operating conditions, including fog. To evaluate our performance, we use following metrics. IOU is defined as the ratio of intersection and union of predicted box with the ground truth box. Given a certain IOU threshold, we can thus determine true positives, and false negatives. This is used to define the precision as the accuracy of predictions and recall as the exhaustiveness of the predictions. Finally, this brings us to our main metric, MAP, or mean average precision, which combines precision and recall into a single number. Higher the MAP, the better the performance is. We will evaluate our system by plotting the MAP performance against different IOU thresholds. We first evaluate point RCNN, which is a LiDAR-based network on our dataset. As expected, we can clearly see its poor performance on radar data, which shows that we can't simply use LiDAR-based techniques on radar data. Next, in order to understand the effectiveness of RPNet and bounding box refinement, we define a deterministic, non-deep learning-based technique that uses clustering on radar point clouds to predict these bounding boxes. This curve is the resulting performance, which shows that how lack of deep learning-based refinement module leads to poor performance. We further supplement this clustering-based approach with our cross-potential point clouds formulation, which gives a slight improvement in performance due to noise removal. Now we will compare these systems with the performance of our entire system pointillism that includes noise removal through cross-potential point clouds and accurate box predictions through deep learning-based RPNet. This curve clearly shows the large margin of difference pointillism creates. To further understand the effectiveness of CPPC noise removal, we remove it from our pipeline, which results into a decrease in performance. Further, we also evaluate the effect of using multiple radars by training RPNet on a single radar point cloud, again resulting into loss in performance. RPNet clearly outperforms all the other baselines by a large margin, and this shows the effectiveness of our approach, both in terms of noise removal and bounding box prediction for radar point clouds. These pictures show the final output of pointillism in form of 3D bounding boxes predicted only using multiple radar sensors. Predicted boxes are in red color, while blue color shows the ground truth boxes. The predicted boxes match quite well with the ground truth boxes, which is quite important for autonomous driving applications. At last, we show the performance of pointillism in bad weather conditions. Left figure shows the prediction output of pointillism, which, as you can see, remains unaltered even in the presence of dense fog that entirely blocks the camera. On the right side plot, we compare the depth estimation performance of radar against the LiDAR sensor for the same scene, and we can clearly see that radar consistently provides accurate depth values, while the LiDAR is severely affected by fog. This result proves the necessity and the power of automotive radar sensing, which makes it a vital part of any self-driving vehicle's perception system. With this, I end my presentation. I would like to thank my collaborators Keshav Rungta and Shianzu, without whom this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you all for listening.